Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's B. Avery here for another episode of Just My Opinion. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. And with this episode, I'm going to be talking about the box office results for the film Harriet, the white supremacist propaganda piece of trash that is filling up our theaters right now. Now, I have not done a box office video for the results in quite some time. I do enjoy doing them and I plan on coming back, but when I shoot those videos and the way I edit them, it does take quite some time to get all of that done. So I just need to find a better, more efficient way to complete that task, but it is coming. And also, this is not going to be a full box office report. I'm just going to be talking about Harriet right now because that is very important to me, what is going on within the film and outside of the film. Most importantly, what's going on outside of the film with Comcast and them trying to attack the 1866 Civil Rights Act, which is, in my opinion, the most important case in U.S. history when it comes to minorities. So if this is your first time finding me and you want more movie reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, me responding to entertainment news, and possibly more box office results, please click on that subscribe button right now, and also the bell so you can be notified when I make uploads and you will be on your way. So Harriet right now is in theaters, and some people are saying that it's a box office success. Some people are saying that it is a box office flop. And right now, to be honest with you, in my humble opinion, it's just quite too early to tell because over the weekend, it made $11,676,720. I am getting this information from boxofficemojo.com. That is my main source for my box office. Now, it does have a good word of mouth, unfortunately, in my case. And of course, I'm going to tell you why I'm unhappy and all that good stuff. If you go to Rotten Tomatoes right now, it is sitting at 72% on the tomato meter, and the audience score is 97%. So the audience loves it. The critics consider it fresh. I consider it bull crap. But actually, guys, before we get any further into the box office results for Harriet, I need to go ahead and clean house real quick. I owe everyone an apology because, guys, I made a mistake in my Harriet review and I do apologize for it. The first mistake is, as a YouTuber, there is a rule that you always look at your video after you export it because there could be something going wrong with it when it's rendering. And towards the beginning of my video, it kind of froze for a little bit. And then towards the end, where I was trying to post some images for the data, one of the images got transposed and it didn't show the proper data. But the biggest mistake, really just I'm beating myself up about it, was I was wrong about the respected workers comment as far as them referring to slaves. They were actually referring to free men in the movie. So I made that mistake. I do apologize, guys. I really no excuses. I just need to do better. And so I do apologize about that mistake, and it really sucks for me because, I just try to make my videos as best as I can at times. But it took me a long time to shoot this video, the review. It took me a long time to edit, and, it can be a very tedious thing. And I was uber tired, just tired as hell. And, when I was playing it on the timeline, everything seemed to work fine. And then afterwards, I kind of skimmed through it, and it was a 45-minute video. And I was like, I don't feel like sitting here another 45 minutes. And I went ahead and uploaded it. And by the time I realized that, it had those mistakes in there, it was already like at 2,000 or 3,000 views. And just the main thing about the respected workers comment, the movie, I still think is garbage. It was trash. The acting across the board I thought was atrocious. And since it was just so boring, I guess my attention span just wasn't as tight knit as it should have been. And I kind of just bumbled all that together. So the respected workers comment was actually not referencing slaves, but it was referencing free men in the movie. And I feel bad because a lot of people were sharing this video online and social media, and they were using the respected workers reference, my comment, as to why this movie is bad. So I do apologize, guys. This video is performing well for me, but I do apologize about the mistake, and I promise to you that I will try my best in the future and not make baby elementary mistakes like that again. So I just wanted to go ahead and clean house. But going back over to the box office, $11,667,720. So like I said, some people are calling this a success, some people are calling it a flop, and I'm on the fence. It's just too early to tell, because I was listening to someone else and they were saying that there is not going to be an international release for this film. That is not correct. It is going to be opening in the UK and Ireland on November 22nd with Miss Cynthia Erivo as the titular character, Harriet. You know, she's from the UK, so she may have a strong fan base there, and they may try to do some large marketing campaign. But Spain is going to be released January 10th, Russia January 23rd, Belgium, Netherlands, and Sweden and Argentina in February. So it'll be a number of months before we get the full box office breakdown for this film right here. And so we're just going to have to see. It still could flop through the word of mouth, but, you know, like I said, Rotten Tomatoes 72%. Audience score at Rotten Tomatoes is 97%, and the cinema score right now is an A+. If you have seen the movie, please go over to Rotten Tomatoes and rate it. If you haven't seen it, don't do it. I do like the fact that Rotten Tomatoes verifies their viewers and ratings, so don't lie. I mean, if you like the movie, you can go and give it a passing grade, but if you've seen the movie and you thought it was atrocious, you know, please, you know, go rate the film. Just give it an honest review, just so we can have a more accurate assessment of how it's going to do at the box office, because, you know, word of mouth, you know, does affect how people are going to go see it. Now, as far as the box office is concerned, it actually overperformed. Some respected people that I listened to were kind of saying that they thought it was going to be making around $7 or $8 million, but, you know, we're just going to have to see what it totally does in the end. Now, when I did my review, I was not able to find the production budget for this film, but it has been released that the production budget is $17 million, which is a very, very low budget, you know, for a Hollywood production. But it to me, that was expected for Harriet. And so the way it works, and this is not an exact science to the dollar amount, this is just an average on how the box office works. There's three costs to a film. You have the production budget. That is every dollar that is spent on actually making the film, and that includes all of the actors and actresses' salary. It doesn't include back end. And so that $17 million is split amongst everybody in the ending credits. You know, that's where the production budget comes. That's the one cost of the film. The second cost of the film is the marketing of the film. That doesn't, you know, all that money goes is the marketing. Now, studios rarely ever release that information. So it's just really kind of hard to, you know, guess. The marketing for a film could either be 20% of the budget or 100%. I mean, 20% of the production budget or 100% of the production budget. You know, like, just for example, I know this for a fact. It was reported all over the place. The movie Venom that came out last year, the production budget was like $100 million, and then the marketing budget was an additional $100 million. Or the film by Ava DuVernay that was it was a bad film, A Wrinkle in Time. I think the production budget for that film was like $93 million, but then the marketing budget was like 104 or 103 million. So it just kind of differs, you know, but, you know, you can have a movie with a production budget of 100 million and then a marketing budget of 20 million, you know, so, you know, you still have to account for it. Okay. You know, that you can't be like, hey, let's drive around the country. Everybody put in on gas. And you say, well, hey, if you don't tell me the exact dollar amount we're going to spend on gas, we don't have to save for it. We don't have to put away for it. You know, it's still a cost that you have to make sense for. So you have the production budget, you have the marketing budget, and then you also have the percentage of the box office that goes to the theater owners. Okay. They get a cut of the box office, no questions asked. I mean, that would be like just stupid business. If you own a building and you're going to be playing someone else's movie, why would you not get a cut of it? And on average, studio owners, they get about 33% of the box office sales. It's not an exact science, and that does differ a little bit with films that are, you know, that has an international release as well. You know, and especially when it comes to China, because China has all these laws, and I think we get up, even if we produce the film and distribute it over there, I think we still only get like 25-30% of the box office, while in other countries it can be up to 50 and things like that. So the way it works is, at the end, like on average, at the end of a theatrical run, the theater owners get about a third of the box office sales, and then you subtract the production budget, and then you subtract the marketing budget, or vice versa. So for studios to feel that they need to make a respectable profit, on average, any film needs to make 3 times its production budget. So with Harriet being at $17 million, if you multiply that times 3, that comes to, I believe, 51 off the top of my head. Yeah, 51. So Harriet needs to make $51 million totally worldwide for the studios to feel that it would, they made a respectful profit. I'm hoping that, realistically, that it makes around 40. I've never in my entire life wanted a film to bomb so bad. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm hoping that the film has at least a 60% drop. If it got a 70% drop next week, that would just be fantastic. And the reason why, this film is lying to history. It's not telling a true account of history. They're making the black man the villain, and, making you feel sorry for white supremacists. Cynthia Erivo, her comments were just atrocious. And I'm going to get to the Comcast thing in a second. But, I'm assuming that this film may make around $1 to $2 million per day in the middle of the week, this first week. If it makes, if it has a 50% drop next week, it'll only make 60%, not 60%, $6 million at the box office next weekend. So I'm hoping that it doesn't reach the $51 million. But guys, the main reason why we should not be supporting this film right now is because the production. I don't want to tell you what to do with your money. You're grown men and women, but just please make an informed decision. Harriet is being produced by Focus Features. Focus Features is owned by NBC Universal, and NBC Universal is being owned by Comcast. Right now, Comcast is literally trying to attack the 1866 Civil Rights Act. They are trying to take away the civil rights for all minorities. This is very important. Please go and verse Byron Allen. Please go listen to the interview on The Breakfast Club. Why would I support a company in any way, shape, or form that is trying to take away civil rights in this country? To me, that is insane. If we lose this case in less than 2 weeks on November 13th, we will literally be set back to 1865. Now, I don't know. I don't have all the answers, but still, just on a basic 2+2 level, why would I give my money to a company that's trying to take away civil rights? That is not a rhetorical question. Please answer down in the comment section below. The interview is right there on the Breakfast Club YouTube channel. Please go listen to the interview. New Jersey NAACP chapter cancels screening of Harriet, citing Comcast challenge to Civil Rights Act. The link for that is in the description box. Please go read it. Trump bashes Comcast and then joins with the media giant to limit civil rights suits, law professor says. And it was just a very important piece, for me in this article right here on why everybody just needs to go read it. The artist said that, hey, if we lose this case, it can affect like your everyday life as far as like education, your jobs, and just, rent, housing, anything. People will be legally able to discriminate against you, and you wouldn't be able to do anything about it. There's another article on the grill right now. Killer Mike demands black people stand with Byron Allen, and discrimination fight against Comcast going to the Supreme Court. There's another article on Yahoo Finance. TV mogul says Supreme Court case against Comcast is about economic inclusion. Right now, the Hollywood Reporter, Byron Allen versus Comcast, Supreme Court race case could reshape biased lawsuits. Another article on the grill again. Which members of the Congressional Black Caucus, the CBC, have spoken up about the attack on the Civil Rights Act of 1866? Whether you liked, even if the movie was the best movie that's ever been produced in Hollywood cinematic history, even if Cynthia Erivo knocked it out the park and it was so accurate, all that good stuff, I still will not support this film because the parent company is trying to take away your civil rights. I don't know if you can't comprehend that. I don't know if you're just not paying attention. But just look, I mean, the Civil Rights Act of 1866 was the first United States federal law to define citizenship and affirm that all citizens are equally protected by law. It was mainly intended in the wake of the American Civil War to protect civil rights of persons of African descent born or in or brought into the United States. How is that not important to you? How do you not know that this is not going on? This is just white supremacy all over the place, guys. And just like Nelly Fuller Jr. says, if you do not understand racism, white supremacy, what it is and how it works, everything else will only confuse you. And we are all confused right now, especially black people, unfortunately. So, you know, this film Harriet right now, besides the Comcast thing, I already think it's just a horrible film on multiple levels. I already explained that in my review. Please go check that out, guys. But this is just something that I feel deep down in my heart and soul that we shouldn't support. You can do what you want to do. I mean, it's your money, but I mean, only support this film if you don't care about if you don't care about your civil rights, go ahead and support it. That's fine, but just don't come crying to me when, you know, we're literally living in hell in this country. Don't come crying to me. I've been screaming at the top of my lungs on social media, but, you know, a lot of people are listening. A lot of people are standing on code, but you still got some people that, you know, are not paying attention. And, you know, we blindly give our money to people that don't care about us, and not even about a white, black, red, brown, or yellow thing or whatever. Just pay it. You just support those who support you, no matter who it is. You know what I'm saying? That's just on a basic level right there. But Harriet opened at $11,676,720. I hope it has at least a 60 to 70% drop. It's too early to tell right now if it's going to be a flop or a success. But we will definitely be able to see next weekend. We definitely will. And so we're just going to have to see. So please, guys, check out the links in the description box. I would really appreciate it. And I guess I'll see you next time. But guys, that is just my opinion. Thank you so much for tuning in. I do appreciate it. If you like the video, go ahead and give me the thumbs up, and please click on that subscribe button. Help me. I made 11,000 subscribers right now, guys. So thank you very much. Let's, you know, help me get to 15, help me get to 20,000 subscribers. I would really appreciate it. And look me up on social media. But guys, I just want to thank you again for tuning in. And before you go, don't forget that my name is Brandon Keith Avery, and that's just my opinion. Peace.